Hello, this is LordUg. Yes, it is, and welcome to some news I'm going to tell about my channel and some things that are happening right now that are quite exciting. And then I'm going to do a review of Raven's Cry, because I have actually played it. Now, I'm not going to put any video up, I'm just going to leave the kind of picture for Raven's Cry there, because I don't really need to, and I'm not planning to talk about it for too long. Also, I haven't played the game really long. I've played about 45 minutes, an hour, and all I can do is give a first impression. I will probably upgrade this and do another review later when I've got more into it and I know more. So, you'll have to look out for that if you're interested in the game. So let's start off with news. Right, well, I've got a new series I'm going to do. I did actually do an episode, but I let the PlayStation logo load up on one of the start of one of the videos that I showed a video clip, and straight away Sony hit me with a third-party copyright. So of course I've took that video down, and so I am going to be posting it. And but I'll tell you about the series quickly. It's just I get asked a lot what kind of games I like. If I've got any games that I'd like to suggest to people to keep an eye out for, even if I'm not going to play it myself, and things like that. So I thought I'd do a series of games that are coming out or recently out, as in like really new, so that people kind of know what's out there. Mostly I'll be focusing on games that are coming out soon, so that people can look out for them too. Because you hear a lot of commentators say, well, I've been watching this one for a few months, I've been watching this for a few months. I've said it before about games. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tell you, I'll probably do like 4 or 5 games in an episode, just letting you know what's there. So then if you see something you like, you can keep your eye out for it, and you'll be okay. Raven's Cry was actually, I did it on the 30th, and Raven's Cry was, or did I do the episode on the 29th? I can't remember. I think I did it on the 29th, and Raven's Cry were coming out on the 30th, but because I had to take the video down, Raven's Cry is now out. Okay, so some more news I've got besides the series is that if I've heard right, and the person who told me this I do believe, we are possibly getting fibre where I live. So if but it won't be for a few months. They only just laying the groundwork down, the pipes down, and that they've got to put all the cables through and everything. So it won't be for a few months. But if that is true and it is going to happen, then hopefully within the next 3, 4, 5 months, whatever, I will have fibre, which will then change everything. I will be doing probably a bit more videos. There'll also probably be, I do like 720 because that's a speed that everything can control still at a good pace. But if I get fibre, I'll probably go up to 1080 and things like that, make it a bit better. I'm also hoping to live stream, which would be really something I've always wanted to do, so I can talk to people live. If anybody wants to come in and chat to me or ask things, then I can talk live, and hopefully have some guests in to play games with me and things like that, call some people in and see if they want to appear. So these are all things that are on the horizon and possible in the future, and if it is going to be this year or over the next few months, then it could be sooner rather than later. Yeah, I must admit, I suppose you've all been kind of seeing it recently, that every so often I leave more days and more days between videos. It's not that I'm getting tired of doing videos, it's just sometimes you feel like you're banging your head against the wall a little bit, and I think I can do so much more if I had fibre to help out. Especially I can even increase workload. Then I can do videos that are longer instead of having to do 10-15 minutes. I can even do an hour long video and still get up in a good time. So that kind of thing will actually free me a lot, and I'll do a lot more. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's coming up soon. So I'll keep you informed about that, though, about the fibre thing, so you do know. Okay, finally, I'm going to do a quick review. Well, it is a quick review. It's a first look, you could say, of Raven's Cry. So I'm going to start off with graphics. Graphically, it's decent. If I was going to get a mark out of 10, 10 being like Last of Us, that kind of graphics where, you know, you can see every whisker on the face if they've got a beard and everything, and it's really hugely detailed. If we go by that standard, then I'd say this was probably about a 7. That doesn't sound a lot, but yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's like, but this day and age, and I'm usually kind of person that gives a lot of leeway to games, but there's some things that really in this day and age you shouldn't have too much problem with. And sometimes the mouth movement is off. Imagine a ventriloquist dummy when the dummy looks like a person, and how the lips of the lips of the dummy doesn't form letters. It just sometimes opens and closes, but keeps that wide mouth look. That is sometimes how the characters on this game move. So the animations aren't always that good. So yeah, I'll give it a 7, maybe a 7.5 for that. But the place it really, really drops is dialogue and sound. It is, it's not good. It's not, the dialogue's not good. Whoever wrote it, you know, it's like, to give one quick example, there's a pirate that kills somebody and then he walks away and I follow him. And I get to a secluded spot because I like his sword and I want to take his sword. And he turns to me and I say to him something like, "What do you want?" Now surely it should be him asking that, since I followed him. I mean, why would I follow him for no reason and then ask him what he wants? I mean, look, I want the thing, I want the sword. So why would, you know, it should be him saying, "What the hell do you want?" And also, I think he called him a dumb bastard. You know, my character calls this guy a dumb bastard. And this guy hadn't said anything. He hadn't said anything dumb. He hadn't done anything dumb. But after all insults he could come up with, he just called him a dumb bastard. It just did not make sense. So the dialogue really isn't good. Also, the sound, the speech is not good. Like, some of the voice acting is really bad. But also, I'm sat at this table in this tavern, a guy walks over, starts moving his lips, and subtitles come up, he's got no voice. Now, come on. You know, there's games out there these days that have lots and lots of characters, and every single one's got a voice. You know, this guy's talking to me, he's got no voice. I'm answering him with a voice. Everybody, you know, the guy sat with me, there were a guy with me originally as well. He's got a voice, but yet this new visitor that's just come over and sat with us is just sat opening and closing his mouth and nothing's coming out. And to me, if you're going to do a game that has a character that talks, you should really be able to make an effort in this day and age to get somebody in front of a microphone and record them doing a voice. So there's no excuse for that. Also, there's a background music that never seems to stop. It plays all the time. So it's like you'll go in a tavern where you'd think they'd been where you'd have like the ambience of the room and just things like, and you can hear it playing in the background. Or when you're just walking around a town and it doesn't require it, you can hear it in the background. I don't know if that's meant to be or if it's just some kind of loop mine got stuck in, but it just seemed to loop this. It just seemed to be playing this background music all the time. In the end, I ended up switching background music off because it completely annoyed me. Also, at times, you know, you get clipping issues and things like that. His head will, you know, the head, if you jump on like a table that has a roof pretty close, not too far away, your head will go through it, and you can see. You know, you can see the head and that kind of thing. It really has, so far from what I've seen, it has a few mistakes that really aren't actually good and really should have been sorted out before this even got released. So, like I say, this is actually just a first look at it. I can't really say much more than that. There's a few other things I like, and there's a few things I like and don't like in the mechanics of the game, but I'm going to cover that in more depth when I kind of get used to it more, because like I say, I've only been playing about an hour and this is just the first thought of it, but once I get into it more and I've built characters up and, you know, kind of got used to it a lot more, then yeah, I'll review it then. So for me, if you're asking me is it worth the money right now as I've seen it, would I, if I knew this was, if somebody borrowed me this game, and then I had to decide, and I played it for an hour, and then I had to decide whether to buy it or not, would I? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't think, because it's a full price game. You can get it off of Steam, and you can get it on PlayStation, and on, I think you can get it on Xbox as well, Xbox One as well, and PlayStation 4. It's just not worth the money. Right now, it's just it's just not worth that full price tag, because I think there's too many flaws in it. And I'm hoping that kind of fizzles out and gets a lot better as you get into the game. But for me, right now, it's just not a good game. As a whole, out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7, maybe a 6.5. No, I'll be nice. I will be nice. I'll take it to a 7. So I'd say 7. And that sounds pretty decent, admittedly. That sounds good. And it is. I mean, 7 isn't terrible. It's still above average. I do count average as 5. If 10 is excellent and 1 is terrible, then the middle number is 5. So that's average. So it is above average. But when you think of all the great games that come out and the good games that are coming out in the near future, which you will be seeing on that series that I've told you about, then you realise that this is not going to cut it, and it really should have been worked on a little bit more. So that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll bring out the first episode tomorrow of the series that I'm going to tell a future new releases coming out soon and that kind of thing. So you'll know to look for that. And this time I'll try and make sure I don't do anything that could get me a third party, so at least I can leave it up this time. So anyway, thanks for watching. And if you've got the game, Raven's Cry, please feel free to comment and tell me what you think about it. That'd be great. And I wouldn't mind discussing if you have. So you take care. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.